Hey, what's up guys? Rev here. Today we're going to cover a story that has somewhat flown under the radar. With all the recent talk about the Cowboy Bebop and One Piece Netflix live-action adaptations, some interesting developments have been going on in the background. So today's video involves Funimation. Funimation has quite the history on this channel. I've talked about them many times. My videos about them, as they have progressed over time, have slowly played out every single concern I worried would one day come to fruition. My trail of videos about them over the course of time have led us directly into the present, where one corporation is aligned to control the Western anime streaming service market, one where Funimation is the monopoly, the clear top of the food chain in its business. The monopoly was essentially sealed once Sony-backed Funimation acquired Crunchyroll a few months ago. Funimation and Crunchyroll, as undoubtedly the two biggest anime streaming services in the West, joining together only makes it even more impossible for other services to compete with them. And when there's no competition, what stops someone like Funimation from continuing to provide a shoddy service, underpay its employees, screw over Japanese companies and alike, when they know the customer doesn't have any other legal options for purely anime streaming services? And if that isn't enough for you to dislike them, look at what they do to their translations. I mean, that's abominable. It's years later and things like this still sneak their way into anime Funimation licenses for streaming. But having said all that, if people are displeased with Funimation and Crunchyroll and still want to watch anime, there's always been an alternative: pirating websites and apps, which ironically run smoother than the multi-billion-dollar quote-unquote legitimate services that want to shut them down. We've seen a few of these sites go under over the course of time, notably Kiss Anime, but now it appears, and perhaps because of the incoming merge with Crunchyroll, that Funimation is on a crusade to shut down all piracy apps. All of this stems back from the passing of new copyright laws in Japan that specifically target piracy sites. This series of laws were passed back in early 2021 and are now being used to perform DMCA takedowns of piracy websites and apps in a way that is much easier than in the past. Armed with this law, Funimation has employed the brand protection company CoreSearch to file DMCA claims left and right. And with limited resources and facing both criminal as well as civil charges, piracy apps understandably fold the second someone like Funimation comes knocking with a cease and desist. Here's just a few of the well-known piracy services that have been taken down in the recent weeks by Funimation, including Taiyaki, Anime Glare, Shiro, Kamiroll, Yukino, and many more. Now, all of these are piracy apps for streaming anime, and at this point, they are just about flushed out. But the real question is, will Funimation go after piracy websites next? Based on these developments, I would say that's very likely. So now, here we are. Funimation has eliminated legal competition and has now moved on to the only remaining resistance out there in the streaming world: piracy apps and sites. And we're heading to a point where in the realm of Western anime streaming services, you really might not have a choice anymore. But that's going to do it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.